In this demonstration, we will be learning about Git rebasing. Rebase is actually an alternative way for Git merge. Pretty much Git merge and Git rebase will do the same job. Okay. Now, again, Git base is actually integrating one or two branches into the same branch. Now, the difference between the Git merge and Git rebase we are going to see as we progress. Rebase, what it will do is it will compresses all the changes into a single patch. Then that patch is integrated onto the target branch. Unlike merging, where rebasing flatters the history because it transfers the completed work from one branch to another. In the process, unwanted history is eliminated, which is a problem for us when we do the rebasing, because we will lose some important factors. In case if I have to switch back to a different repository, it's going to be difficult. Again, rebases are how changes should pass from the top of the hierarchy downwards, and merges are how they flow from the backwards. That means merges always flow from back to up, and rebase always comes from top to bottom. Now let us understand some pros of using the rebase. Streamlines a potentially complex history. Because there is a lot of history for all your commits, it is going to streamline everything, and it is going to manipulate a single commit, and which is easy. Avoids the merge commit noise in busy repos with busy branches. Okay. Cleans intermediate commit by making them a single commit, which can helpful for the DevOps teams. Now let us go to the cons of the rebase. Squashing the feature down to handful of commits is a problem. Okay, rebasing public repositories can be dangerous because when you are working as a team, you cannot go ahead and rebase any public repositories because everyone has to actually come onto the same page. Okay, using rebase to keep your feature branch always updated is a problem because someone does a rebase, then you are gone because you don't have any clue of from where you need to get your remaining code. Now let us see how we can actually do the rebasing in our previous existing repository. So we already know that backup and backend scripts is actually a repository that we are using. Let's go ahead and see how we can do it. For example, let us go ahead and see the list of branches. Git branch will actually give the list of branch. Currently we are in the master branch. Now what we'll do is, let us say git checkout testing. I'm in the testing branch and I have a couple of files. Now what I'm going to do is, let me go ahead and add a file and then rebase it with the master, or rather than that, let me do couple of changes, couple of commits onto the testing branch and then rebase it to the master. Now for that, let me go ahead and quickly add some files. I just added file 1 and let me do a commit. Git status, git add. Now this will add the file 1 into the index. Git commit -m. Now I have added one file. Now if you see the git log, you can see that one file got added. This is the first file created, and you can see that file 1 added to the repo. Now what we'll do is, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and add one more file. So it's in the file 2. It is indexed. Let me do the commit with the comment. Now if you see the git log, You have two commits. Okay. Now what we'll do is, once you have the two commits, let us go ahead and switch to our master. Those two files will not be there in your master as expected. Okay, you only have 4 files, you are expected to have 6 files. Now let's go ahead and see. Now the same can be observed if you are actually going to the source tree tool. For example, you are in the master branch and you got something like testing branch. If you switch to the testing branch, you can see all the changes that we have done. For example, we have added a new file here. File to text is added to this branch. Okay, see, file 1 added to the repo. Now let's go back here and then do the rebasing. Now before I do a rebase to the master, let me go back to the testing. I'm already on the testing, that's well and good. Okay, because I have actually changed that here, that's why it is showing that you're already on the testing. Now git rebase master. Observe this clearly. You will be able to see some changes here. Current branch testing is up to date. Okay. Now, did we see any changes? Can you guess why you did not see any changes? Because I am remerging it with the testing itself. So that is the reason it is updated. Now let me switch back to the master. Git checkout master. Now git rebase testing. Okay, let us see. Now first rewinding head to replay your work on top of it. Now fast forward master to testing. Now you see git log. And if you see the git log, you see file to text is added, file 1 to text. That means whatever you have in your previous has commit here. Now this moves the entire feature branch on top. Did you see that? The recent ones, it came into the top. Now it does this by rewriting the project history. Okay, and by creating a new brand commits. These are the new commits that happened in the one. So for example, if you have to verify, go back here, this gets updated. Now you can see master is updated and you have your new repos. For example, in the testing, let us go ahead and see. When I have committed my file 1, let us see the hash value. You can see 7732 is the hash value when I have done file 1 add to repo 7732. Now the same thing when I go to master, go to the file add to, it is a 7732. So that means the same thing is actually copied here and updated. Now the benefit, okay, let me go ahead and, if I have to go ahead and push this to the remote repository, I can go ahead and do it from here itself. For example, I can just do click on push and click upgrade it. The moment I push it the code, you can actually go and update the latest details here. Let me refresh and you'll be able to see the data. Now the data is updated. Now there is one more type. There is something called interactive rebasing. Interactive rebasing is similar to the rebase. The only thing is it allows altering the comments based on your requirement. For example, when a new branch you are doing it, it will ask you to actually change the data. For example, let me go ahead and see a different branch. Now git checkout branch 001. Now git merge or git rebase -I, and I'm going to do the master. Now, can you see that? It is asking you to change the comments or alter the comments. If I want, I can go ahead and change the comments. If not, I can just go ahead and leave it. For example, I can do changing the comments by the author. Just save it, and the rebase is done. Now, in case if you want to revert, or you can actually go ahead and change it, you can go ahead and do it. It's absolutely fine. Again, it is telling that there is a rebase issue. Let's go ahead and fix that. Because I was actually writing some sentences. Invalid line 1, changing the comments by author. So please fix it. Okay, let's go ahead and fix it. So the comments that I have written is not accepting. It's unable to write a to-do list. Okay, that's fine. So what we'll be doing is, if you look at git status, so again it's a rebasing issue is there. Let's go ahead and do the necessary changes. We will amend it. Perfect. Once we do the amending, if you look at the status is done. Now let's go back and check. So because it's a regular DBase, okay, cool. So text to file is added to the new branch, just like before, 2 to 3 seconds. I hope that was clear. Looking forward to see you in the next video.